Welcome to the Weird But Wonderful podcast. This is last week's episode. If you'd like to get today's episode, you can head over to patreon.com/oneweirdpodcast and get episodes a week early by supporting the show. Either way, enjoy the episode. I'll talk to you next time. Peace. April 13th, 2020, Monday, 1:39 p.m. It's your weekly dose of weirdness with me. Don't have a special one this week. It's just James. And I'm here with, my delicious GF David, my good friend David. And of course, it's another quaran-cast.
It is.
And so we're keeping our distance, but we're still here together. Me and David are here together, and you and us are here. All of us, we're here together digitally, and we're on a digital journey.
We might be keeping our distance, but we're coming together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, has it ever occurred to you that when you do the time thing at the start, it really puts you on blast for how strange like our life is that depending on when we record these? Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes, but like I tend to do a pretty hot turnaround. I call them a red hot turnaround. Yeah.
Wish you wouldn't though.
For those who are new, this is all about taking a journey into the minds of strange people, doing strange things. We're putting our finger on the pulse of humanity. We're decoding people in a very scientific manner. It's a very scientific podcast.
In what sense?
The psychology journals, the peer-reviewed studies, and the ridiculous news stories, which are the most scientific.
So scientific.
And of course, this episode will be an advice episode where David and I like to put our finger on the pulse of the internet, see what, just see what queries, troubles, qualms people have, and then swoop in like a phoenix, an advice phoenix.
Okay, yep.
Sometimes they're so shit that they're rebirthed from the ashes into a useful piece of advice that people can find applicable.
I was just kind of letting you spin your wheels there for a second because I was really curious to where you'd end up.
Yeah, and thank you, because as is the nature of this show, because it is a journey into the minds of strange people doing strange things. So it's a journey, and even I don't know the destination.
All I know is we're going to get there, and it's going to be kind of weird and a bit gross, probably.
And we may not, because that's also happened.
Because,
David, let's just jump straight in. Let's
get into it. Let's do it.
I know that you're in an advice headspace. I'm in an advice headspace. We're both ready.
I'm fueled up. I had a very, very healthy, fresh chicken burger for lunch. Big chicken, the lettuce, the aioli. Mwah. So
pouring those calories deep down into those advice veins. Let's do it. This guy's 15 and he enjoys cooking and baking and has always wanted a stand mixer since it would make life so much easier in the kitchen. And he's told Mum multiple times that he's wanted one for his birthday. As time goes on, my birthday rolls around and my uncle comes to visit and he brings him a present. But a lot of people tend to give superfluous details. Like, I didn't open it right away because I didn't want to be a greedy kid. And I just wanted to, spend time with hey, get to the mixer, bro.
Get to the question. The other thing I've noticed too is it's superfluous detail, but also completely unrelated information. Like not even just superfluous stuff, but like the question will be presumably about this mixer. What does the uncle have to do with it? Like, fucking, what are you talking about?
The uncle is the vehicle through which the mixer came into his little mittens. That is it. All you need but you can skip all that and say, my uncle got me a mixer. Next. And we're on to the next.
What's the question, my dude? How can we help?
He leaves, he opens the gift. Naturally, of course, get to it, mate. Okay? Get to it. Just berating people for the way that they ask for advice. So
get to the freaking point already. What am I here all day?
A decent looking white stand mixer, parentheses, that's important for later, was around. Hang on.
Are you saying stand mixer?
Stand.
Oh, like you put the bowl in it and you... Bzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Not a Sorry, what is a stand mixer?
That's what I was wondering, but I was hoping
You
maybe
just
he would
really
elaborate.
fuck with mixers.
Yeah, you know how it be.
You're a stand for mixers.
It's just a mixer, and it's just got all of the lyrics to "Stand" by Eminem on the side.
It was £80,
right
but of course, Natch, 157 Australian dollars. Had to do that
Damn.
conversion.
Damn.
He used it multiple times in the kitchen and enjoyed using it as a great tool for the kitchen. Of course, if you're a frequent baker, maker, creator, taster, you gotta have a stand mixer.
You gots to have it.
I'm just going to change whether I say stand or stand from now on. Yeah.
Really fuck with me. Yeah, cool.
A few months later, I wanted to make some croissants and asked my mum. She said, yeah, it's cool. First of all, there's your first mistake, all right? Never make croissants. Never make puff pastry. It is particularly if you live in Australia. Well, he said pound, so he's in a cooler climate.
Cooler place, yeah.
Go right
It's going to be a
ahead.
big benefit to that process.
If you are ever trying, if you've ever had the thought, oh, I live in Australia or anywhere warm, don't ever make pastry.
Don't
Okay?
even try. Don't even try.
Oh my God, the turns and the folding and the butter and the
God,
it's a
the
melting
amount of
nightmare.
work. Ugh,
Just skip it. Buy
Skip it.
buy your croissants. Go somewhere
that
nice,
shit.
buy them.
buy that. Support your local businesses, you nerds.
Just got a lot of making a lot of enemies on this.
Yeah, we've come in pretty strong this time, I feel.
I went to the kitchen looking for my stand mixer and it was gone. I looked everywhere for it and couldn't find it.
What?
I asked Mum where it was and she said she gave it away to charity.
What?
Needless to say, I went mental. Obs.
Yeah.
I said a few hateful words saying how stupid she is for giving away my birthday present away for free. And when it wasn't cheap, she said I was in no position to tell her what she can and can't do as it was her kitchen and apparently her stand mixer.
Excuse me.
Hold the fucking phone, Mum.
Wait a second. I thought Uncle Frank gave it to me.
Exactly.
He said, here's the big one for your birthday, fella. And then he gave me that mixer. I thought that's what...
You can't... Look, just because, like, it's your house, the things there don't
They
automatically...
don't automatically belong to you.
It don't... That's not how... Look, I don't know how title and all property transfers, but I'm pretty sure if I put it in a cupboard, it doesn't immediately become mine.
Also, the implication there is wild. Like, if I leave my wallet at your place, you're like, oh, tough break, pal. It's in my house. It's mine now. Yeah, sorry.
But I only left the keys to my car at your house. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
But that does make it mine now. The whole car. Yeah,
according to both property law and the way that they play poker in the movies, if you give someone the keys, they have the car. So, you know how it is.
Yeah, bacon for pink slips over here. I was done at that point and asked why she would do something like that. And her answer was, and then it's just a full stop. This is a real cliffhanger.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting. I'm sitting here and I'm strapping in. I'm ready.
It didn't fit in the kitchen since it was white and not black. So it didn't fit the aesthetic of the other utensils. Yeah. So get it out of my fucking face.
Yeah. So it's the wrong color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't the right color, and also not mine. Get it out.
Well, that's. I was expecting like an answer that was not going to feel, sensible or coherent. But thank God, that's a totally valid reason to give it away. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what?
no.
I wasn't on the mum side, but I think now I am. Because that makes sense.
Because it makes sense. Because you don't want to fuck up the design of the kitchen.
Yeah, and so how embarrassing when someone comes over and it's like black toaster, black kettle, white stand mixer.
What the fuck is that in the corner?
You'll never live down that social death.
The blemish. Could you imagine?
I gave up at that point and went to sleep as I had nothing to do. The ultimate.
I love that.
That's great.
I don't know how to solve this. I'm just going to sleep.
Well, fuck you, Mum. I was going to make croissants. Now I don't have shit to do. I'm going to sleep.
Going to bed. It's like 2 p.m.
And 2 weeks later, she bought another stand mixer, which was almost double the price, same brand, same wattage, but black.
But black, yeah.
Now now, since this wasn't my mixer, I wasn't allowed to use it anymore.
Whoa.
So now my mixer is gone and I can't even use the new one anymore. Mum, why have you done this to me?
What the fuck? Is this a cryptic message? This is a cryptic lesson?
You need to sit down with your mum and say, Mum,
I
don't know what I've done to you to deserve this. I don't, for whatever it is.
So cruel.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what I've done.
Wait, hang on. Does that also mean that unless he owns... Sorry, so what happens is if he owns any things that are in the kitchen, she owns them, and anything she owns, he can't use. So does he just not get to use it? Can he not use the toaster? Like, how does this work? Do you know what I mean?
I think you got to ask for permission, or it might be broken down into sort of like, you know, general use cases,
discrete categories. Yeah.
Can I toast bread in the toaster? Yes. Can I toast a Pop-Tart in the toaster? Ask Mum.
So you're thinking that the stand mixer is maybe like a sometimes food situation where like...
Well, by the sounds of it, it's a never times food.
Never times food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of flex that is or what kind of shit game Mum's pulling on me.
I don't know. She
fucks off my shit, gets the same shit back, and is like, hey, guess what? See my brand new stand mixer? Don't touch it ever.
I have so many... That's such a weird move. This feels like, you know how like when you're a kid and they give you like those riddles where they're like, well, you have to take the chicken, the wolf, and the pig across the river in the boat, but there's only room enough for two of them. And if you take the chicken with the pig, then the chicken will get scared. Or take the wolf with the pig, and the wolf will eat the pig, but you can't leave the thing on the... And it's like those things, you get to the end of it and like you solve it and you're like, what did I learn except for maths? This feels like that, except she's like, hey, listen, kid, remember that thing you always wanted? You got it, and I gave it away. Also, did she sell it or she gave it away? Right? She didn't even sell it.
Yeah, she gave it away.
It's not like
for charity.
So clearly. Also, by the way, if all of the appliances in your kitchen match color-wise, you're clearly a person of some means. I just want to put that out there. That is a weird flex if ever I've heard one. Why buy it? Why buy the different color and then be like, you know what, son? Sorry about it. This one's just for Mama. This is Mama's mixer. You best be buying yourself a black one.
Well, I mean, even then, it seems as though she can do with that what she wants. And at this point, I wouldn't even trust buying my own black mixer. You got to buy your own. You got to buy your own utensils, and I think keep them in your room.
I think you need to buy your own kitchen.
You have to keep it. You have to buy your own black mixer, obviously, and then hide it under your bed. Is the only solution to this. And then once everyone's gone to sleep, you can very, very slowly and softly in the middle of the night make croissants.
It's just you, like under the covers, like a torch.
With a torch.
Yep. Kneading it.
I went on another spree of saying mean words to her, and she teared up. My three siblings... Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Pull that one, Mum. Yeah, pull that card. All right. My three siblings say I overreacted, and now I feel guilty. I had to get a lot off my chest since I was angry. Am I an asshole in this one?
Well,
no.
No, well, hang on. Depends what he said. Depends what they said.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to green light everything and anything you said on this one. Because, look, if Mama had just, like, taken my mixer and, like, fucked it off for charity when she knew how badly I needed a mixer in my life, okay? That's one thing. But then she took it to a whole separate level and got her own mixer and said, hey, see my mixer that you've been craving every day of your croissantless life? Get fucked, kid. You are never making... You're not even making bread in that shit.
You're not even... You can't... That's the bit I can't get over. Is her being like, hey, this one's just for me, though.
Yeah.
This one, just for me, though. Just this time, just for me. You can't use it.
House toaster, house kettle, house coffee machine. Mum's fucking mixer.
Mom's fucking mixer. No. Also...
I green light everything you said. Everything you said.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be right. I think you might have swayed me. What's the fucking lesson there that you can't have nice things? Is that the whole lesson?
The lesson is your mum is some kind of
a monster.
I think some kind of culinary psychopath. And you know what I think it is? If I'm being honest with myself? He's showing her up. He's showing her up. Mum's like, I would never make croissants. She's like, look, one time when I was like 22 in my dorm, I tried to make puff pastry. Total nightmare. You have to flatten out the butter. You put it in the thing. You got to make the turns. It was melting. It was crazy. You know, it didn't come out right. I should have just done a rough puff or like bought some fucking pastry. Like never again. And now this kid's coming out like, I'm 15 and I want to tackle croissants. And she's like, oh, this little piece of shit thinks he's going to bake up a storm in my fucking crib.
This fucking upstart in my goddamn... Maybe she's a baker by trade, you know? Maybe she can't do croissant. You know, maybe that's out of her wheelhouse.
Yeah, and maybe this is sort of like... I don't know what else is going on in her life. Like, you know, maybe like work's not going that great and, you know, like she's having some relationship issues with people. And like the last thing she's got is her... you know, her cooking hobby.
It's her cooking. I would say I've literally seen this kind of parental jealousy in action in person. It does fucking happen.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to give too many details, but basically, someone that I was dating, they earned quite a lot of money because they're a professional, and their parent were earning more money than their parents ever had in their entire careers. And their parents actively, when we were at like social gatherings and stuff like that, would like not shit talk her job, but like actively dismiss any part of the conversation to do with her work specifically for that reason. And it was like she was just not allowed to talk about anything to do with work. And it is like brutal to watch. So I could see this. But here's the thing though, is at the end of that, I'm just imagining them like throwing out some slurs on the way out just to really beat mum down like this kid's done. Yeah. Also, 15-year-olds, they say the worst things anyway, so I'm going to give him a pass for this one. I don't know what you do here though. Like, I don't know.
I mean, again, I think like, you know, it depends what route you want to go down. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get back in mum's good graces, like cook something on one of the utensils that you're allowed to use and make it real shit and on purpose and serve it to everyone. So he's like, oh, damn, mum, I guess you're going to have to like teach me how to like, you know, make something good or whatever. Cause like I really, you know, clearly need to step my game up.
Can't use this utensil. Not my thing. Guess I'd better use the mixer.
Yeah.
That's like when someone...
silly me, mum. Oh, God, yeah, I've gone ahead and I've done a chiffonade when you said rondelle. Oh, God, you're going to have to teach me all the tricks of the trade.
People do that, though, with, like washing up or whatever. They'll wash up poorly, so they don't have to do it, like, you know.
Oh, yeah. But this is a nice little reversal of that. We're using it to get someone back in our good graces. Yeah. Maybe I can sort of, that's how I edge my way back into being able to use the mixer.
Yeah.
Is like... you know, oh, I'm so bad, mum, you need to teach me like how it's done. And then you sort of, you know, sort of like mentor apprentice kind of scenario. Yeah. And then I get to sort of work myself back up in their good graces. And then that way she gets to live vicariously through me. Next time I hand out, you know, a delicious croissant, you know, and someone's eating it, they go, oh my God, this is incredible. Karen, isn't this great? She's like, yeah, I taught him everything I know, everything he knows. You know what I mean? She gets to take a little bit of credit for it.
She gets and you know what? Hey, it was her recipe. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I get you. I get what you're saying. You're saying. But as far as overreacting, nah, I think you're good.
I think you're 100% on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another cooking related one. We're all indoors lately. So, you know, a lot of cooking is happening. We're all packing on the poundage. And
I would point out that today's Cora Corner does not have anything to do with food.
Okay.
So you know that. Yeah. So let's not preload that too hard.
Well, this guy says, as any avid cook knows, which, David, you're a fairly avid cook.
I'm a pretty avid cook, yeah.
Myself, fairly avid cook. You're only supposed to lightly rinse out a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
To remove any food bits and then lightly brush it with oil. Okay.
You can just use spray oil. Yeah.
Perfectly hygienic. The heat kills any microbes, and I've never gotten ill in about 6 years of using it like that.
Yep.
And I quote, this is verbatim. Okay. This isn't me anymore. This isn't James. This is them. And the flavor that the skillet gives is just Oh, it's deep, delicious, and rich.
I hated it.
They wrote all of those things that you heard come out of my mouth. They
was
wrote
them.
all
That
of
was
that.
them
Yeah.
saying that. Yeah, cool.
UNGHHHHHHH heavy moans and deep breaths.
No.
It's deep, delicious, and rich. So
Stop it.
just
I'm
wanted to
out.
give you the full ASMR
No.
experience.
Oh, no. Why would you write that down?
I've gone a little too ASMR-y once on this podcast, and I did.
You hear about it?
I'll name names. It was Kel. She did message me and say, "No,
Please never.
please never do ASMR again." To which I have to agree with her.
Yeah, it was
I
disgusting.
apologize if that was sort of close, but we will never go deep ASMR on this podcast.
No.
Anyways, my girlfriend is staying with me because of events happening around the world, blah, blah, blah. I cooked some steak for us last night and she did the dishes. I asked her to set aside the skillet and I'll do it myself. Okay. She asked why and I told her why and she wanted to do it. I said, no, I'd rather just do it so you can see and the next time you clean it. Okay. A bit weird, but yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I excused myself to go to the toilet, came out to see Tracy furiously scrubbing with soap, and I swear to God, I almost had a stroke.
Out.
Doc, are you doxing your jeans over here? God damn.
Sorry, what's she doing? I can't.
She was, quote, furiously scrubbing it with soap, and I swear to God, I almost had a stroke. Years of intra-skillet, they wrote it, intra-skillet seasoning gone.
It's a thing.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I shouted, "Stop, what are you doing?" Parentheses, okay, admittedly not my best moment.
Yeah, you think?
Which caused her to drop the pan in shock and she got mad at me for yelling at her.
Oh, I thought the pan was going to break or something. I was so worried.
Yeah, so after cleaning up her body... I have very simple instructions and she still disregarded it, but she feels as if I should have just taught her. The problem is I'm not good with verbally teaching. I'm way better at showing what I'm doing than explaining as I go along. Anyways, am I an asshole for this?
Hang on. Two things.
Yeah.
Showing as you're doing and like talking them through it, I would describe that pretty that's verbally teaching, I would think. Mostly what you're doing is talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck you mean.
I don't know what this bit of a strange...
Did you think that she wanted you to like drag out a desk and then she sits down and you stand at the whiteboard and you tell her how to do it? The fuck do you think verbal teaching?
I don't know. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he thought he was going to record some kind of podcast and load it on
tutorial
her
video.
iPhone.
Yeah.
It could only follow it audibly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. That makes sense.
Very
Natch.
2020.
Okay. So I had a cast iron skillet. For a long time.
A bit of a skillet man yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's really good for if you want to do like a say you do like a nice satay or something like that. Then you heat your skillet up over the flames, then you drop in like a little bit of onion, and then you put your chicken and your sauce in on top, and you get like a nice sizzling meal as well. So there's lots of things you can do with it. It's also just great for frying some stuff up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Did you serve it sizzling in the pan? Dude.
Not in the pan. No, I had skillets and pans. So I had 2 skillets and then a pan as well.
And then you served it in like Sizzler style, where they bring it out,
baby. Yeah,
sizzling. You did that?
It's sizzling.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
okay.
no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's very. I like the this sort of like a theatrical element.
It is,
to the
yeah.
dinner, right? Okay.
What you think I'm putting on my Tinder, bro? That's up there. That's number 1.
And you're like, dog, I got to take
Listen.
something away from working at Sizzlers.
That's
the
exactly
cheese bread
right.
secret and the fucking sizzling pan.
And the sizzling shit, my dude, is where it is. It's so good.
Okay.
But one thing I would say is that if you his overreaction there is his misunderstanding, I think, slightly of how that works. Because the only reason like the skillet would retain the flavor and stuff like that is if he's cooking the same thing in it a lot.
Okay.
It's like his cast iron pan or whatever. If he's just like cooking always like steak in it or something, then yeah, it's probably going to naturally like accrue some seasoning and stuff like that. But it's not like a wok. Like if you go to like a Thai restaurant or whatever, they'll have woks that they just use for like pad thai or pots they just use for like red chicken or like red curry or whatever, and they absorb the flavor and then like they hold it over time. Skillets not so much. So
Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know that this guy exactly knows what he's talking about.
Okay, you're saying that his years of intra-skillet seasoning might actually be...
I just think he's maybe not cleaned it properly.
Okay.
Do you know what I
Bit of
mean?
a dirty boy. A skillet dirty boy over here.
Yeah, because normally I would just give it a scrub down. Also, the soap's not going to get rid of the seasoning. The soap is just going to get rid of any oil. I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Like the seasoning cooks into the pan. I don't know.
Okay, so you think this guy is sort of...
I think he's overreacting because he's kind of... He's the goalposts are a bit, out of the...
And
not what he thinks they are.
Maybe you're saying that he's sort of maybe a bit of a skillet sort of maybe beginner, and he's portraying himself as a skillet professional, perhaps.
Yeah, I feel he's casting himself in the role of skillet expert, and he may just be skillet intermediate. Now, I'm no skillet expert myself, but I know enough to know that he is no expert. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. You can point. You're not probably hanging with the pros, but you can point out the fakesters.
It's like when someone's like,
all right.
The recording didn't work because my XLR was not plugged into my computer, and you're like, I think you mean into your bloody mixer.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Right.
Kind of, you know what I mean? You kind of know
you know what
up. Yeah.
So you think screaming, stop, what are you doing? Maybe a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
I can't imagine walking into anyone who's currently cleaning and I'm like,
what are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing, Carol? Yeah, I could never imagine walking into any room and just yelling about anything.
Me neither.
Like, ever.
I'm such a quiet, somber, very dulcet tone.
That's not true. You're very loud all the time.
So I figure if I came into a room screaming, someone would be like, it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good,
not
you make a valid point. I think if I came into a room and said hello, people would freak out. They'd be like, oh my God, what's wrong with him?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you think, so we're saying, what's how are we tar and feathering this guy? We with asshole, with the asshole brush? Not quite an asshole, but you're saying fakester.
Well, I don't know that. I'm not sure if you want to commit to the fakes thing. I think the interesting thing here is that it's not a great sign for him as a person that his gut instinct is to yell about this stuff.
Okay.
Like, I think if I was her, I'd be like, some red flags for me there, I think.
Oh, interesting.
It's not something that I would find, because it means that there's a capacity there for that, which I think is not great.
Okay, let me run you through an alternate scenario where he comes in, sees what's happening, and he walks up and he comes up beside her, and he steadies her hands as she's furiously scrubbing his skillet, and he sets them both down in the sink. The water's still running, and she looks at him confused, and he says, Tracy, what in the God-giving natural fucking fuck are you doing? When I went to the toilet just now, did I motherfucking not tell you to leave that motherfucking pan alone? Yes or no?
You one fucking instruction.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Do you remember that? Do you recall that?
Now, question. Better or worse than yelling?
I think very Patrick Bateman, if nothing else. Had a very... Yeah. So I would say...
And for that reason, I'd say much worse. Yeah. Because I feel like as my hands are being held, my next thing is looking around for a knife to stab this person with.
Those aren't the only two options.
Okay.
You said that like... the way you pitched that was, in this situation, you have two choices. You can walk in screaming, or you can calmly walk up and control their body and then talk to them quietly and threaten them. I think there's more than two options.
Okay. I guess there are more than two options.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. What do I say? Okay, well, the next one is, you're buying me a new one. How about that?
That's not bad. It's not bad.
You're okay with that?
I didn't feel like the conviction wasn't there, though. I didn't feel like he sold it, to be honest. But I like the idea.
Well, I was trying to not be threatening nor like too yelly about it. So it's trying to come straight down the middle.
Just really.
Okay, how about this one?
Go the other way, yeah.
Hey, Tracy, you seem to have really fucked up my pan that I've been working so hard to season so intricately, so intraskilletly, as whatever my dumb fucking joke is that I say.
Yeah.
So it's rat shit. You've turned it into piss. You've pissed all over my shit.
Pissed on my pan, and I was the one using the bathroom.
So, just sort of from now on, never touch my fucking pan. And also, could you buy me a new one? How's that?
Yeah, it was tonally a little more up, like your tone of voice. It seems a bit more like open and positive.
Okay.
The words, however, they felt a bit.
The words, okay.
Yeah, it was sort of what you were saying was kind of the issue, I guess.
Hit me with how you'd run it through. So you come out, you've just taken, you've done your biz, and then you come out, and Tracy's furiously scrubbing your pan with soap. What's your sort of approach for that?
Okay, I'd be like, yeah, because I'm pretty, you know me. I'd be like, yo, Trace, what's good? Dude.
Sorry, who's this person?
Huh?
Because you said,
well, yeah, because
no, because you said I know you and I do know you and I don't know who that person was.
Well, I'm pretty cool and chill, That's me. That's just me. That's just me.
You're playing a character. You're playing.
No. Okay. I'm just saying because
Yeah.
I'm pretty relaxed about most things. I'm not very uptight or anything. So I think I come in and be like, "Yo, Trace, what's up?"
Sure.
Yeah, and then Then I would see
tighter than a yo-yo, kind of.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would say I'm pretty chill.
I just really quickly, are you going to sort of continue doing it as this character, or are you sort of going to snap back to reality?
Are you asking for you or for a friend?
This one's just for me. Cameras are off. Cameras are off. Audio's not recording.
Cameras are off in this one, but bit of behind baseball. Are you going to keep doing this dumb bit, or are you going to fucking answer the goddamn question?
So if you sort of just run me through sort of what your personal approach would be, because you've seen the range of what my approach would be.
I would. Okay, so I come out of
my approach would probably be like, oh, what the fuck?
That is exactly.
Come on, man! Fuck! What the fuck?
You would. That is 100%. It's like
a little bit whiny.
It's a little bit
whiny.
No anger behind it, just pure confusion and like, come on, just fed up.
What have I done to deserve this? That kind of approach.
That very much is the energy. I know me. I'd be like, oh shit,
and they'd be like, cheese and whiskers.
They'd be like, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's the pan. It feels like it's just like the pan is pretty important to me. Feels like I did say,
okay,
yeah.
Oh, and that's your approach.
Just guttural desperation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been about the mood.
A little like emotionally manipulative.
Not intentionally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, it's sort of, it's just, really important to me. It's no,
it's not a huge deal. It's just the pan that my grandma gave me. It's not a big deal. It's just, it's been in my family for years. It's not a big deal. It's just like,
see, this is what I love about doing this podcast with you is that it gives, we don't believe that there is sort of like a one size fits all approach.
Almost.
And I like that we sort of give a charcuterie of responses. You know what I mean?
It's a tasting platter.
Exactly.
You can get yourself in there.
Yeah, whatever your sort of personality is, whatever the stitch is, whoever you're dealing with, there's really so many different variations that you can choose and go with. Choose your own adventure of advice podcasts.
It really
which I
is.
really enjoy.
And that's just goosebumps, baby, as we say every week.
Hey, we just we kick it off every week. Say, hey, we just R.L. Steining it, baby.
R.L. Steining out here. At the risk of taking us into greener pastures, do you want to take a swing by the Quora Corner?
Yes, absolutely.
For those of you unfamiliar with the Quora Corner, it is a sometimes segment on this podcast where we plumb the depths of Quora.com, which is I guess it's technically an information website where people jump on and they ask questions that may not otherwise be answerable via Google searches. Sometimes they're things you can just Google. And people respond. And basically what happens is the people decide on the best response, and that kind of becomes the canon answer. It gets locked in as like the forever answer to that question. And sort of, I would say...
I didn't know that. Okay, so it's forever sort of carved into the digital walls of the internet.
It's etched in there with a chisel.
Okay.
And
I
would say, and you might agree here, James, I would say the people who are on Quora are the worst people.
Second worst. It goes Reddit, and then it goes everyone on Quora. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a pretty close second, I think. And so the way that this works is basically James and Quora are locked in a battle to the death for all eternity. What I do is I read James the question. I give him 3 or 4 options of what the top response may or may not have been, and he has to guess which one it is. If he gets it correct, James gets a point. If he doesn't, Quora gets a point. It's currently James 0, Quora 3 is our lifetime record. So
I've won one.
Did
I'm
you?
pretty sure I've
let me check my phone. I had 0-3 from...
And first of all, I'd just like to clarify, I didn't know going into this that it would be a quote, what you just said, a battle for eternity.
What did you think would happen? What did you think it was?
Yeah, I should have read that fine print.
When you were cursed that one time, it wasn't... Curses don't just go away, pal. Oh, no, you're right. The one that you won was how should you thank someone if they offer to pay for your lunch?
Thank you.
Yeah, so it is... Sorry.
If you could amend the score, just because we're going to put a tally on the screen.
It is James 1, Quora 3. So
thank you.
That's my bad.
Thank you.
That's on me. Now, James, the question today, I'll just find who this was from. The question today, what does it tell me? The question asker. Get out of my face. There's so many ads on this website. It doesn't tell you who it is anymore. Okay, now it just shows you who answered it. Doesn't even tell you who asked the question. That's interesting. But the question answerer is Jim Euclid, and his profile picture is Snoopy the dog, but 3D Snoopy from the 3D Snoopy movie. Just for some context.
Bit of a Peanuts fan.
A Peanuts fan. So the question this week is, what single object, if found on the moon, would cause the most hysteria?
Okay.
What single object, if found on the moon, would cause...
and this has been locked in as a definitive answer to this question.
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this thing is purely speculative. They've really just locked it in there. What's up there that could make us all real scared? So a brief historically accurate summary of something weird that was actually found on the moon. So a kind of a historical recount of something weird they found on the moon, but doesn't actually answer the question. B, a very long-winded and grueling explanation of why people reacting to hysteria is their own fault, and that this is a dumb question to ask.
Okay.
So B is kind of victim-blaming society, I guess.
Yep.
C, a very aggressive, dismissive response that ends up ultimately somehow being a bit xenophobic.
Okay.
Or D, a response that has nothing to do with the moon at all. So run you through those again quickly, and you can start striking them out. A brief, historically accurate summary about something they found on the moon. B, a very long explanation as to why hysteria is society's fault, and it's a dumb question. C, a very dismissive response that is a bit xenophobic. Or D, just a response that doesn't even have anything to do with the moon.
You know, I have been duped before by the Quora Corner, which I feel like really should have... I feel like the Quora Corner is somehow related to the Bermuda Triangle.
They have... it's in a Venn diagram, they have some overlap.
Yeah. Every part of me wants to say that someone jumped on there and said something that was entirely unrelated and everyone thought like, yeah, that's the way to go. But the fact that it's voted on by other people makes me think that it's potentially B, and that people assume
blaming.
And you're hysterical and that's on you.
And that's on you, idiot.
I'm gonna go with a very hesitant B.
Are you gonna lock it in? Lock it in, Eddie?
Quietly confident with no confidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
I lock in B.
Wow, you're a fucking idiot. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Couldn't be more wrong. Couldn't be more. Wow, you could.
What?
Actually, it's multi-choice. You're the exact amount of wrong that you could have been, to be fair. Yeah.
What was it?
The answer was A brief, historically accurate summary of something weird actually found on the moon.
My problem with this whole thing is that I try and use some kind of I'm trying to understand an answering pattern. And what Quora Corner is teaching me, it's chaos.
It's pure
there is
chaos.
no pattern. There's no pattern.
No, but the pattern, James, is that there is no pattern.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And there goes me noggin. Yep.
That is James 1, Quora 4. Do you want to know what they found on the moon? Do you want me to tell you about it?
Sure.
So the answer says, in 2010, an image appeared on the internet which purportedly captured by a lunar NASA satellite. I'm going to send you this picture just in the Discord here. I know that you're recording me, so it's gonna. You can fix it in the edit, but it's just coming through now. It's thinking about coming. Ooh.
Is that a swastika?
Yeah, That's what it looks like, huh? So, here we go. The photo hardened 1 million conspiracy theorists worldwide who ardently believed the Nazi engineers had established their Fourth Reich far from American reach on both the moon and Antarctica. Allegedly broke off in the 1940s and was created. The man who created, so it was a created photo, turned out to be fake. And he said, quote, "I barely had 15 minutes to Photoshop that picture, so I'm really happy it stands up to scrutiny." Quote. He further adds, quote, "I never imagined it could be mistaken for real news." End quote. And then he says, a few months later, a B-grade movie was released based on the marketing of the above photo, entitled Iron Sky. And then he makes a snarky comment about how bad the old movie is. So
isn't Iron Sky that entirely green screen film? I think it is. Or am I thinking of a different one?
No, it might. Oh gosh.
No, this is definitely a different one.
No,
it's definitely a different film.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to pop up a poster for Iron Sky, just right up there on the old Yeah, the Reich Strikes Back is sort of what the tagline is. For that one.
And
just gotta
gonna really lo-fi this one and just sort of drag it across your face again.
Oh, I really wish you would stop doing that.
There we go.
Seems like that's happening once a week.
Invading in 2012.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta love the consistency, I guess.
A lot of nudity in that film as well, from memory.
Oh, so you've seen it?
Yeah.
An Iron Sky fan over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say fan. I'd say, I was an interested party. And I did want to alert you to the fact that in the sequel,
there's more than one.
Yeah, in the sequel, Clone Hitler rides a T-Rex. No, I'll send you a picture. I'm not making that one up.
This is sounding more and more like Kung Fury.
The thing is, I don't know if it's a parody or not, but just give yourself a peep at that.
That is Hitler on a T-Rex. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a trailer. I don't know if you want to slap that. I don't know if I had a copyright situation, but there's also just a trailer for you. The thing about the second one that I always thought was baffling is the production quality is quite good. Excluding that T-Rex. It's quite good CGI and stuff like that. So they've invested a lot of money into this thing.
Have you seen a short film called Kung Fury?
I have.
Where
he punches a hole in the man's chest. I've seen that.
Yeah, travels back in time to kill Hitler. It's a great one.
That's a good movie.
David, talking about killing Hitler.
What?
I've got one last question here for you.
Okay. It's quite a segue.
Bit of context. In my house, I pay for Netflix, and my younger sister chips in for the second screen about $4 a month, $5 a month. She kicks in for the other screen.
Mm-hmm.
I also pay for the other subscriptions like Amazon and Google Play Music, both of which she uses. We used to have a family account my parents paid for, but it only had one screen, so I offered to take it over and upgrade it. Mm-hmm. I worked strange shifts, and the other night I got home at about 11 p.m. All I wanted to do was mong out for an hour with Netflix before going to sleep.
Hit me with
He just wanted to casually Mong out for an hour.
Mong out.
Yeah.
M-O-N-G?
M-O-N-G, yeah.
Oh,
Is
definitions.
mong out?
To spend time relaxing. He literally...
I need
The
to
top
mong
result
out.
is...
What?
The use it in a sentence is, I need to mong out in front of the TV.
But the word mong is a person who is stupid or has learning difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I've never heard the term mong out before.
This is so the Urban Dictionary. Hey, I guess we should go to this party then. The next person speaks. Fuck that. Let's just smoke the rest and mong out to Takeshi's castle. And then it says,
"Hey, that sounds like a pretty good time to be honest."
Hey, where have you been? Nothing. We were just watching this new District 9 shit and monging out. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a strange time.
Okay.
I load up Netflix on my TV and to pick something to watch. Only an error message comes up saying my sister's user was logged in twice watching two different things. I confront her and she tells me that she gave the password to her boyfriend. I'm not happy. It turns into a full-blown argument. Her boyfriend's family are rather wealthy and could easily afford a subscription on their own, and they live nearly 100 miles away from us. I don't necessarily mind him using the account if he chips in to upgrade the screens, but the fact that she gave him the password without asking pissed me off, especially since I pay for all the other subscriptions that she uses and doesn't contribute to. So I changed the password. I only changed one number, but it locked her out regardless. My dad is very much on my side, but my mum is still on the fence. Does that make me an asshole? Am I justified, or is it a little petty?
I hate these ones are always so sticky, hey, because you did like
digital family drama,
because she did the wrong, like she should have asked him like, hey, is it cool if I if I sling him the deets?
No. Next question. You know what I mean?
You're pretty good on this one, I think.
Yeah.
Just some basic etiquette, guys. Unless you're paying for the service, just check before you give the details to someone else.
You don't get to, like, things that we need to take away from this podcast. If you don't own it, you can't give it away. If you're not paying for it, you can't share it.
Yeah. But if she'd gone to him and been like, hey, listen, bloody Roger, could I give him the Netflix deets? And he went, yeah, no worries. You know, if Roger chips in, or if he's like, yeah, we got enough screens or whatever, that's fine. Yeah. But you can't just do it. Like,
yes.
Because I'm in a similar situation where I pay for my family's Netflix login that everyone uses, and I'd be filthy if someone was like, hey, yeah, I just swung that to somebody else. I'd be like, I don't think so. You got to fucking check with me.
You're like, oh, what the fuck? I come home at 11 p.m. I am in max mong out mode.
I need to mong the fuck out.
Dude, and I just want to like kick on fucking the new Tiger King show, whatever the fuck.
Pop it on.
And now I'm not monging out, and I've got to go. And now I'm loading up on my phone. I'm changing passwords. I'm creating family drama. I'm straight out of mong out mode. Thanks a lot.
And it's somehow my fault for doing that.
And I'm the bad one.
And I'm the bad guy. You made me. We lived long enough to see ourselves become the villain once again, James. This is a trend with us. It just feels like
disgusting.
Basic rules, basic etiquette, gang. That shit ain't complex. Just check. If you don't pay for it and you don't own it, have a conversation.
Easy takeaways to end the episode. You don't own it, don't give it away. If you don't pay for it, don't share it. And you should probably watch Iron Sky on Netflix if it's there, because it's a good time. Also, there aren't any Nazis on the moon. I just want to be really clear. And that's David's recommendation of the week is Iron Sky.
Actually, just watch the sequel. It's way better.
Skip the first one.
Yeah.
Can't do that. I'm gonna have no idea who the characters are. I won't know what's going on. Nah.
I think you'll recognize somebody. You might be familiar with him. A big old Adolf.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this episode. However, if you're a Patreon supporter, stick around. Bonus question. Just going to hit the soundboard. Bonus question.
Bonus.
Yeah, we got that. It's very much that Marvel-like patron exclusive, the after the credits bonus episode.
Oh, yeah, the credits roll and then
bonus quest.
But it's not a quiche. And these ones are pretty good because they tend to be, I don't know, we tend to get weird with them. We
do. And you know, it's not out there on the you know, the what do you call it? You know how there's like the internet that's accessible to everyone, and then there's like the dark web that exists that's like not indexed by search engines. That's kind of like what the bonus question is.
Oh, it's the dark web of advice casts.
It's not indexed by the searchable internet.
I really, you should not be the one to do the similes, pal. I think really not your wheelhouse.
Lined up perfectly. Everyone understood it. They got the visual. Everyone pictured an iceberg, and then the below the water. Very, very easy to understand.
All right.
Head over to @OneWeirdPodcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with all the goings on. And if you'd like access to the bonus questions, if you want early episodes, behind the scenes, extra goodies, all that fun stuff, you can support the show. Head over to patreon.com/OneWeirdPodcast. Check out the tiers. If there's shit on there that you're into, you know, consider subscribing. Like the awesome people who already do. Shane, Sam, our producer patron, Sam. They're over there. They're slanging their dollars in. They're you know, keeping it real. They're keeping it real. Here's what we like to do.
Yep. Two things.
We keep our fucking skillet seasoned, and we keep it real.
And that's just how baseball's made.
And those are the only rules of the Patreon, really.
Them's the only rules.
Become a member.
You also do have to like R.L. Stein. That is a prerequisite to.
That is a prerequisite,
and
obviously we are going through his back catalogue of books on Wednesday's book club. So,
book club, yeah.
And if you are a patron, don't forget that there's a special RSS feed that you can chuck in, and you get the really cool. Content.
You can plug it right into your existing podcast app, and it basically just works like a normal podcast feed, except it's your exclusive. And it's tied to your tiers as well, and all that.
The early episodes come in there.
Piped right to
the bonus
Piped
episodes. Right to, Oh, it's great. It's good stuff.
Tastes good.
But you can also follow me at MyPixelPersona on Twitter and Instagram. David, where are you slanging your pipe online?
Well, it feels like every time you set me up to plug anything that I make, it really...
Plug it with the pie.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Pipe it in.
If you like weird content about strange art, weird people making cool art, weird people making weird stuff, or you're just into thinking about pop culture, you can check me out on youtube.com/DCM Works. We just put up our most recent feature piece where I take a big dive into the minds and hearts of people that were on tumblr.com back in the day, and have a look at how that affected a generation of writers and basically corrupted what the art form was for a little bit there. So go check that out. It's really interesting. And just if you were ever on the internet in like the early 2000s, you will know exactly the vibe that we discover. So you can go check that out. It's a really fun one. Otherwise, my novel is out, Maynard Trigg and the Creature Beneath the Veil. It's at maynardtrigg.com. Go check that out. It's like a low sci-fi fantasy story. It's got a bit of horror. It's got a bit of action. It's got a bit of mystery. It's really fun, so you can check that out. Otherwise, if you want to follow the words that I'm putting down, I'm at Twitter at DCM I Hate Pie. I think that's pretty much all the places I am.
That's all the places that you lay in pipe online.
Make
call
content.
me a pipeline.
I don't. I should.
Yeah, I mean, you know, leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. It helps the show. Tell a friend. Tell one friend. Choose one friend this week.
Pick one friend you think would like it, and be like,
pick a friend that you know is a lasagna fan, and share it with them.
They have to be wearing a red shirt though when you send it to them.
Just trying to think if I own a red shirt.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
I don't own a red shirt.
Yeah, I own a lot of black shirts. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah. Just go with the lasagna thing.
Sorry, do the lasagna. Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Preface it by saying, hey, do you like, hey, and this is a weird question. Do you like lasagna? And then depending on what they say to that, then you'll know whether to share the show or not.
And also whether or not they like Garfield. And that's just really an added bonus. That's a nice side effect.
Hey, fuck Mondays, right?
Am I right?
Hey, David, fuck Mondays, right?
Fuck Mondays. We'll see you guys next week.
This has been episode 60. Come back for episode 61. I'll see you next time.
Bye.